I began making a movie where the main character started a movement. Now, it was supposed to be a comedy movie and a satire, but the longer I wrote the movie, the more I started to realize that this main character's motivations for starting this movement were very reminiscent of my own. I just started to see an unintentional subconscious mirror of this character that I was writing. And the movement was about embracing your worst self and getting revenge on those who decided to hurt you in the past, and how there is no such thing as going too far when you get revenge. When you get revenge, it's entirely up to you. And as I'm reading this script, revealing my entire subconscious, I actually thought, well, why make a satire of something I actually believe? What would happen if I made a video unironically saying the things that I was going to have this character say? Would people rally behind me? Would anyone agree? Would I be written off as a psycho? Only one way to find out. So, this is what this is. Completely canned the movie, and now I'm just going to unironically sit on camera and say everything that the character was going to say in the movie. Revenge. It's a thing that is often frowned upon, right? But why? Do any of you take medication or get therapy? Do any of you need to take medication or get therapy? Why though? Typically when someone starts taking medication or gets therapy, it's because they were hurt by someone that they decided not to get revenge on, or maybe they did get revenge and went a little too far. But mostly it's people who were hurt by a bunch of people or just one person. And now they're forced to take medication so everyone around them feels safe, even though the person who hurt them probably got off scot-free, got away with whatever the fuck they did to them. I don't like that. So, I wrote a book, right? Exposing everyone in my hometown, calling them out. There is absolutely no reason why everyone watching this shouldn't be self-publishing their own book, exposing everyone from their past. If you take medication or get therapy, stop. Why should society feel safe after they hurt you? The whole reason why you're taking medication and getting therapy is because someone probably told you to. You were behaving in a certain way that made people uncomfortable, and they likely suggested that you get therapy and start taking medication. And the reason why you were behaving that way in the first place is because somebody likely abused you and got away with it. And they're probably doing just fine now. Does that not piss you off? Do you not want to do something about that? Why are you not getting revenge on these people? When it comes to revenge, it is entirely up to you how far you take it. Whatever you feel is necessary, you should do it. Taking medication and getting therapy is something someone told you to do because you made them uncomfortable. But the reason why you make people uncomfortable is because someone abused you to the point of a mental fragmentation, and now you behave in a way that is considered weird and outside the social norm. For a while, I wanted to believe I was a good person, so I never got revenge on those who hurt me in the past. In fact, there was a very brief period of time where I was wearing a yellow headband that, to me, symbolized a halo around my head. But then I started getting revenge on people to the point where I was really crossing some lines. But was that a bad thing? They hurt me. I had to decide how far I'd take it. And then people started calling me a walking red flag. So then I stopped wearing the yellow halo and I began wearing a red headband instead, which symbolized, a red flag. And I started wearing a red scarf, right? There's a quote I saw that says, "I'm bleeding, and because I never healed, I'm starting to bleed on others that didn't even hurt me." Well, How are you really supposed to heal when you're seeing people who abused you doing just fine and you're not doing as well as they are? I got my headband for very cheap off of Amazon. You should get one too. Or a red scarf, or a red wristband, something, right? People abused you and left these scars that turn into red flags that are not your fault. And then some people will be like, well, if you never take the necessary steps to heal, then it is your fault. But how are you supposed to heal when your abusers got away with it and they're doing better than you? I have a good analogy for this. Strainer bowls. When you pour any sort of liquid into these things, it all drains at the bottom. That's what happens when you get therapy, do all this self-care, just to see your abuser living their best life. Out the bottom it goes. And then you're empty again. You want to retain all that self-care you did. You make sure whoever hurt you in the past gets their karma. Now, it shouldn't always be a call-out video or something, because what are people going to do when they watch your video? All they're going to do is harass the person, and then that still doesn't really do anything. It's like being yelled at through a glass wall. You need to do something to them directly. But yeah, I was making a movie where the main character says everything I just said, and I meant it, so I decided not to make the movie and just try to actually start the movement. So, go teach that person a lesson.